Up next, my top 5 compliment getting fragrances, but there's a twist. Stay tuned to find out, coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose. Thank you for watching, and I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. For those of you here, of course, in the United States, and now we're coming up on December and Christmas and the holidays and all the other holidays going on, but hope everyone's having a good time, had a good time with family, and let's get the season going. So, having said that, coming up with the holidays and Christmas gifts and all kinds of stuff, I'm thinking top 5 compliment getting fragrances of all time. And then I had to stop and pause for a second because I've talked about this before. And the bottom line is this: there's really no top 5 complimenting getting fragrances list, top 10, best fragrance getter. It's whatever works for you. And I'll tell you another thing. It really doesn't matter when it comes to that. Unless you're wearing a fragrance that just smells like utter crap. Like some fragrances, niche fragrances, are actually made to smell like some really interesting things that maybe necessarily are going to be revolting. I'm thinking about Secretions Magnifique from Etat Libre d'Orange. But, you know, aside from that, I don't care whether you're talking designer fragrances that cost, you know, a small amount, or even cheap dupe fragrances that cost even lesser amount, or even maybe drugstore fragrances that you can get at CVS for $10 or something. Anything like that, that's for mass production sale, and of course niche fragrances, is going to smell generally very good, especially the mass produced for the mass market. What are they doing there? Excuse me. They're trying to produce and sell a lot of perfume or fragrance. So they're going to produce something that people generally like. Floral smells, woody smells, something that's very pleasing. So if you spray enough of it on your skin, you're going to get compliments. And when I say you're going to get compliments, it actually is very subjective, because maybe you're around people who don't normally compliment about fragrances. They may like it, they may smell it on you, but they may not compliment. So there's so much that goes into that. And the reality is I've thought about this, is you could wear whatever. I could go over to my collection here. I could pick out my best, most expensive niche fragrance, and I may not get a compliment from it. I may wear a really cheap designer fragrance or a dupe fragrance that cost me $20. And if I spray enough and I go in front of enough people during a given day, I guarantee you I'm going to get some compliments. That's all it is. All perfume in general, again, unless it's purposely meant to smell bad, is going to smell pleasing to somebody, and if you wear enough of it, you're gonna get compliments. If you don't wear enough, you're not gonna get compliments. 2 or 3 sprays, I'm sorry guys, you're not gonna get compliments unless somebody is in really close to you, like giving you a hug or a kiss. But in the general public, and of course this goes even more for something like maybe an eau de toilette, or something that's not gonna last as long as you're on your skin, you're gonna have to spray more of it. Some fragrances are more dense, so they don't project as well. You know your perfumes, and you have to adjust accordingly. But my thoughts on this are, looking for compliments from your perfume is like looking for compliments from your dinner selection or your food selection when you go out to a restaurant from other people. Do you really care? You're the one ingesting the food. You're the one that it really matters whether you like it or not. Do you care if you go out on a date and your date looks at your food selection and says, oh, that's really great? The reality is they're going to see it for just a few minutes, and that's it. And maybe it's somebody else that's with you, or maybe it's the waiter that compliments you. I mean, it really means nothing. For me, it's the same thing for perfume or fragrance. Who cares what other people think? You're the one having to wear it. And it's going to last anywhere from a few hours to maybe all day, depending, again, on the fragrance you're wearing. Okay, so I would love to break this cycle of people asking in forums or whatever, hey, what's a good compliment getting fragrance, or do you get compliments from this? Are you really looking for that? When you go out again and you wear your food, when you're selecting your food, do you care if you're getting compliments? Do you care about whether someone gives you compliments on your music selection, let's say you're in the car or you're somewhere and you're playing stuff on the radio, do you care if someone who's also in the car gives you compliments about your music selection? There's no difference, okay? I mean, even your clothes. I mean, maybe, again, are you looking for compliments for your clothes? I don't know. But this is just something, again, I've really put a lot of thought about this. And just, I guess one last thing that I will say, if you are trying to get people to notice your fragrance, and you're not, and it's something that people just aren't noticing, or it's not lasting long. This is not a secret that I'm giving out, but if you haven't tried it, it really works. Spray it on your clothes. I, for years, typically have shied away from spraying on my clothes because I don't want the lingering effects for days or putting it back in my closet. And the reality is this: if you spray it on your clothes, it lasts so much longer. I was wearing a perfume the other day, an eau de toilette, that typically lasts 2 or 3 hours, maybe 4 max. I was smelling it all day long, 10, 12 hours later. So if you want to do that, I see nothing wrong with it. Spray it on your clothes. I think right here, because I was spraying it, I sprayed it right here and I was getting a nice sillage. And again, this goes back to the compliments because I enjoyed it then the whole day. It's an eau de toilette that I particularly love. It's actually Brooks Brothers. It's a designer fragrance, like 20 bucks at TJ Maxx I got it. But I smelled it all day. I was getting the waft right under my nose of the perfume. So, and then it was gone later that day off my clothes, so I didn't care. Now, if you're wearing a more intense eau de parfum or even extrait, it's gonna last for days on your clothes. So just a heads up, you gotta know your perfumes. So that's it. Just, my 2 cents on the whole compliment getting thing boils down to wear it for yourself. Who cares what other people think? Does it really make you any better in their eyes? I mean, you're the one that has to live with it, just like your food, your clothing choice, your music choice. Wear what you like. That's it. I'll be back soon with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and perfume. And I like to say, wear wisely.